Today on Hey, We're Talking.
We explore my new hobby, yelling at other people's children.
Which he's actually pretty darn good at, and scary.
I don't know what to say. Hey, it's us. We're back. Why does it seem like it's been so long? How long has it been since we've done this?
Like a week?
That's all? Are you sure?
Well, I wasn't here last week, don't forget.
Yeah, that's
9
right.
days. It was 9 days.
So that's more than a week.
So you
Come
guys
on,
just
Derek.
really missed me, that's all.
Yeah, well,
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is a show that we call Hey, We're Talking. And it's a podcast. And it has
Is it?
Derek. Yeah, it's
Is
Derek. And it has Bob. And it has me. I'm Scott.
Or Scotty D.
Yeah, one of those. It doesn't matter. You can call me Scott, Scotty D, whatever. I don't think I'm not the originator of that. That somebody said that, and then I noticed that other people said it on their names too. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
it fits you
special.
well.
I'm not special. Man, the air. I'm telling you, something's going on in South Carolina. The air quality is making me feel like I have allergies, but it's like burning hot in the summer. When do you get allergies when it's burning hot in the summer?
Did you check airquality.com?
No, but we did get an alert. I got an alert on my phone a couple of days ago that was like, warning, air quality, bad. And I was like, really? Okay, thanks for letting me know.
Maybe it's like a placebo effect.
It might be. It's possible. Derek, it's really hot where you are too, right?
yeah, it's like 103. Like, I got into my car to go get my hair cut. Thanks for noticing, jerks.
I mean, you get it cut like
It
every
looks
other
great.
show, so...
Thank you.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I get into the car and like put on the sunglasses that I keep in my car, and it burns my face.
Yeah, it'll happen.
And like I can't like
grip the
can't
steering
hold the
wheel and all
steering
sorts
wheel,
of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. Bob, do me a favor. Do you have any kind of volume control, or is it just in your headphones that you have volume control?
I have a volume control. I don't know if it's my audio. I can control my
I
audio
don't think
or
it is.
what,
You're
but
he's so loud, right? He's like blasting us away.
so I'll just talk quieter. That's all.
No, just find out how to turn it down a little bit. You
Well,
probably
it has to be.
You probably can
in
do it
Skype.
inside Skype, right?
Yeah, let's
We're
find
just
out.
doing a little. We're just doing a little house cleaning here, live on the air. Well, not
Yeah.
live. We're recording it, but it's live. We'll do it
Bob,
live.
you are not in the garage.
No, he's not.
I am not.
Where are you?
I am in Philadelphia, or actually a suburb of Philadelphia called Westchester.
I know we've talked about this. Remember, Bam Margera
Yeah,
is from
I'll-
there.
I'm back.
He's back. Did you see Bam this time?
Who?
Bam Margera.
No, I don't even know who that is, but no, I did not.
How do you not know who Bam Margera is? How old are you?
I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is.
Okay. He's in Jackass movies.
Yeah, that's why I've heard of him, but I don't know who he is. There's nowhere in Skype that I can control my volume. Sorry,
right.
folks. I'll just try to be a little bit quieter.
No, that's okay. Just I think by the end of the show you'll figure it out. Derek, burning hot in Texas, but here's the other thing. I'm trying to get to this because you mentioned it, and so now I want to talk about it. You went on a little bit of a vacation, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, we took a little trip last week, a little 5-day, 4-night soiree, if it were, across the state of Texas. We went to Waco and to Dallas.
Now, okay, the thing that you brought up about Waco is you got to go to the site of, is it a tragedy? Will we call it a tragedy?
Yes, the Magnolia Market at the Silos is quite a...
Magnolia Market. Great name.
No, but
No.
I think, did we talk about it on the air that I wanted you to put your phones in the thing?
Yeah,
In the
yeah, I
leather
think
pouches,
so.
and you took a
Yeah.
picture of yourself, of your wife doing it.
Yeah, but we did not leave the phones in the pouches.
No, you took them
at
right
all.
out, didn't you, immediately?
We didn't, she didn't even put it in. I was like, I need to do this for Scott.
Just to
She's like, "What?"
pretend.
She's like,
So
what are you, she's like, what are you talking about?
So
Yeah.
explain the significance of that for those that don't know.
Okay, well, Waco, Texas has been the site of some pretty crazy stuff in the past. About 5 years ago, there was a a shooting between biker gangs at a Twin Peaks restaurant.
I forgot about that. Oh
Yep,
my
I
gosh.
remember that.
So we saw that. And
like a
then
real
the blood-
live shootout, man. Like people
Yeah,
don't
oh,
yeah.
understand. It was like full on. It's like in a movie, but they were literally shooting at each other.
Yeah, it was like the Cossacks versus the Banditos.
Can you say Cossacks on the air?
Yeah.
Say it with your mouth open and your lips not touching.
No, I'm not gonna. Y'all need to stop it.
Okay, go ahead.
But we did go to Waco because that is the home of HGTV's fixer-upper couple
You're
Chip
having
and Joanna
so much
games.
trouble
Sorry,
already.
sorry.
You've
Wow.
only had like 3
sorry.
sips of beer. How is this possible?
Yeah, the Silo. So we went there. I mean, it's an international phenomenon.
Okay.
But the most famous thing that's ever happened in Waco history was in 1993 when the federal government had a siege against the Branch Davidians in their little compound east of Waco. And if y'all remember, they were there for 51 days trying to serve a warrant because they were afraid they were stockpiling guns.
Yep.
They were.
They were.
They definitely were. And so a shootout escalated. Some people died on that first day. And so it resulted in like a 51-day siege. And then they decided they were going to use tear gas and tanks. They were going to breach. Bill Clinton and Janet Reno gave the go-ahead. A big fire started, and 80 people died, mostly women and children.
Yep.
So
there's like a monument there. You took pictures, right?
Yeah, and is generally considered to be the greatest law enforcement bungling and tragedy in United States history.
Yeah.
And so we got to go there and take pictures.
You got to be like, hey, we were there. It's fun for the whole family. So did you go? So you went to Magnolia's, the restaurant, their little restaurant, whatever that's called. But did you do anything else with those weirdos?
Yeah, we went to the market, the Magnolia Market, which is the restaurant is a separate thing. It's a separate from the downtown Silos market area. But yeah, we got up early. We went to Magnolia Table, the restaurant, and it was fine. It was a decent breakfast. You know, maybe on par with like an IHOP or something.
Oh my gosh, that's kind of a that's
Have
not
you ever
like a
walked out of
compliment, bro.
Have you ever gone to IHOP and eaten a whole bunch of pancakes and really felt like hopping when you left?
No, not at all.
No,
and they
you always
changed their
felt
name.
miserable.
Didn't they? Did they really change their name, or is that
no?
fake?
It was
a joke?
It was just a
stunt,
like a stunt to introduce their new burger line.
International House of Burgers.
Yeah, it was just a marketing shenanigan.
People really overreacted to that. They're like, "This is stupid! I can't believe they're changing their names." And IHOP themselves were like, "Calm down. We're not really changing it. It was just a stunt to promote burgers."
So
yeah, and my thing is like, I'm not going to go to IHOP or IHOB.
No.
So
I was a Denny's guy when I was growing up. Like in college, high school, and college, I went to Denny's, not to IHOP. We didn't have one.
We've got a Denny's and a Bob Evans, and which Bob Evans is a step above. IHOP and Denny's.
Would you say that their Magnolia Table or whatever it's called is even as good as Bob Evans?
Or a Cracker Barrel?
I know you really made it sound like it's complete garbage because you said it's like an IHOP.
Garbage. No, I'm not saying it's garbage. I'm saying that it's overrated as a international tourist attraction because I don't think they ever meant it to be that. I think they just meant it to be a regular restaurant. If you treat it as just like a regular restaurant that you can get into with no wait, like just about every other breakfast restaurant, you'll be fine.
But there was probably like millions of people lined up, right?
Not when we got there. We got there at 7 a.m. and we got right in.
Okay.
But they said it lines up real quick.
Did you have avocado toast?
I did not.
Okay. The only reason I asked is because I just so happened to be watching TV one day and it was HGTV on. It was on in the background when they were making the restaurant. And she was all, Joanna, right? Is that her name?
Yeah.
She
was all excited about this avocado toast. And Chip was like, I'm not eating that. And she was like, it's really good. You'll love it. And he was like, nope.
No.
Wouldn't the avocado make the toast very soggy?
No, it's kind of creamy. It would be almost like a butter.
It depends on the toast.
Maybe if it was guacamole on a Tostito chip, I'd eat it.
Maybe if it was Texas toast.
Yeah.
It's more
substantial. That's what everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. So we actually we got there at 7. We got right in. We got set. They seated us. We got our breakfast, and we were out of there by 8. And I know the Magnolia Market doesn't open up till 9, so we had like an hour to kill. So I was like, let's go to the Branch Davidian compound. Why not? So we went, and you could go. They actually opened it up to people to come in if the gate's open. The gate was not open.
It was not.
It was not. So I actually got John to get out of the car. And because it looked like it was like cracked open. So I thought maybe it was actually open, and maybe the wind just kind of blew it to be a cracked position.
Okay.
And so he goes to push on it, and it's like locked. So we're like, okay. But there was a dude who lives there, who like him and his dogs came rolling up, and they're like, well, we don't really open till 9. Where are y'all from? And I was like, well, we're from out of town. And I was like, we'll just go back to town. He goes, nah, man. He's like, just get in your car. I'm going to open up the gate, go to the chapel, which was down the path where the old building stood. He goes, I'll be up there and I'll give you a tour of the whole place.
Nice.
Huh. So I was like,
that's cool.
Okay. And
why not?
He opens the gate. We go through and we stop. We look around. I take a few pictures. And, I'd done a little research, it refreshed my memory. So it was very chilling to see this place come back. And then, like, he rolls up and he's on his phone. And, like, the actual director of the guy that runs the site, like, he's, like, yelling at the guy. He's like, who are these people? Why are you letting them in? He's like, dude, they were here. I let them in because I'm going to give them a tour. It's fine. And so the guy that let us in, Eddie, not a Branch Davidian, but he knows all of them. He's like their buddy. And so he walked us through everything. Walked us through details of the siege and was pointing across the street. He's like, yeah, that's where the snipers were situated. And he just gave us the full background, gave us some of the, he said the Branch Davidians didn't really like him, given like all the old dirt on David Koresh and all that stuff.
Right.
And he's like, dude, I've got to give a fair and balanced view of the situation, because it was a situation that escalated. Both sides had their issues and were problematic, but it was it was super interesting.
They just did a TV show probably a couple months ago now on Paramount Network about the David Koresh saga and the Branch Davidians. It has the guy, it might be Taylor Kitsch, yes, from Friday Night Lights, the TV show. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But anyway, so it sounds like you had fun. What did you do in Dallas?
In Dallas, we got in on like Friday, and we went to a cidery. It was a place that makes cider, hard apple cider, but they have like an arcade and a tasting room.
Wow.
So you go in and it's open to all, So even John and my wife were there. You pay $10 and you go into this big arcade and you can play free all day on all the
Did you play some
games.
Pinball?
I played some pinball.
Were you the wizard at pinball?
No. I was not that good. I was not. I had my moment. I'll say I had my moments. I played a great game on the Metallica pinball. I did some.
Whoa!
I was doing some shredding on the Metallica pinball game.
Oh.
And by the way, a Metallica pinball machine exists. How awesome is that?
Was it like Ride the Lightning or something, or what was it? What was
it called? Metallica. They play they play a lot of the music and.
When you hit the bumpers and stuff, does it go dun 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 or anything like that? No.
In a sense, yes. Yeah, they play a lot of the music. It's all. I mean, it's flashing lights and rumbling and music.
Wow, that sounds fun. And Bob, he's had some adventures too. Now we know he's in Philadelphia right now, but he's been out on a boat catching little tiny fish, and his dad caught a huge fish
Yeah. I took my son and my father out fishing, and my dad caught the very first fish off of my boat. So 7.5 pound catfish, and
that thing was
pretty big.
Ugly, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Go, Bob's dad.
Yeah, it was a nasty, ugly thing. But that right there made everything awesome.
He looked so happy too.
Yeah, that's the thing. My dad, him and I we've been fishing buddies forever. I mean, that's kind of the one thing that him and I always did together. My brothers wouldn't really do it much with him, but my dad's the one that gave me the love for fishing. So when I got my boat, I decided I'm going to take my dad out, and then my son's like, yeah, I want to go too. Okay, cool. So we went, and my whole thing was I just want to get the experience of fishing off the boat and kind of getting comfortable with all that. But I didn't really care if I caught a fish. I was like, if I catch something, cool. If not, it's not the biggest deal. I just really hoped that my dad would catch something, that my son would catch something. That way my son can really start to enjoy fishing. And yeah, not too long into it, my dad caught that monstrous catfish, and just to see the smile on his face and the joy, that's the biggest catfish he's ever caught. And to me, it was well worth it. And my son, he wound up catching 4 fish and was super excited about that. And I caught this little baby tiny striped bass.
It was so little.
Yeah. So the worm, before he ate it, the worm was actually longer than him, but he got a good chunk of the worm. So, but yeah, it was just a nice, cool adventure. And my hope is to get back home after this trip and go out Saturday and try to do some more fishing.
Yeah, so, you can tell that you've been out on a boat. You've got color all over you.
I am a little tan. It's hard to see with the light. I took the light shade off when Derek was talking just to see if it helped, but it doesn't help in this room. I've got every light on in this room. I could open this window, but it would be way too bright.
It'll blind you out behind us. Yeah, it'll make you look weird.
So you see this window. I don't know. I'm going to turn my computer a little bit. That way it gets on screen. But you guys see this window, how there's this light piercing through it. Well, the thing is, all the shades are closed 100% of the way. So at nighttime, when it's supposed to be dark in here, they've got a light that shines from outside onto the building, which just makes this whole window glow. So needless to say, I haven't been sleeping very well, just for the fact that, 1, I'm not at home. 2, this window is brighter than the sunlight, so it's ridiculous. But
you need your sleep mask that Jimmy got you.
It's in my truck, and that's at the airport.
Dude, you need that.
I know. I should have just brought it.
I wear one of those. I was telling Jimmy when we did the Facebook Live with him, I was telling him I wear one of those every night. I love having it completely black while I'm sleeping, like just blacked out, nothing, can't see anything. So you need to bring one with you when you go on a trip for sure.
Yeah, I never really thought about it until this time, because usually I do pretty good sleeping. It's usually pretty dark in these rooms, but not this room.
You can't depend on a good hotel. You can't depend on the hotels to be good.
Well, usually I've stayed at this Holiday Inn a lot, and I've not had a problem. But if I make another trip out here, if they say, room 20 whatever, not going to happen. Put me on the other side of the building. I need some sleep.
Do you want to tell Holiday Inn that if they wanted to sponsor the show, to let us know?
Well, you just did, but yeah, Holiday Inn, if you want to sponsor the show, please do. I'm an IHG Rewards member, and,
Hey, he's a Rewards member. There you go.
I always wonder, is it IHG or IGH? I always forget. I get that confused. But yeah, I'm a Rewards IHG. I'm a Rewards member, so come on, sponsor the show.
Do they give
$1 million?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Derek.
I don't spend a lot of time in hotels. I don't go out very much, but had a pretty good experience in the hotels this trip. So it was good.
Yeah, we woke you up that one time for Danny Black's live thing.
I was awake. I was just checking stuff, and then I got the.
But you were like, I want to go back to bed. Thanks, guys. But anyway,
I got to hang with my brother Brandon on Saturday, because he did a show in Chicago, he did a show in Kansas City, and then he came through Dallas to hang with me, Brandy, and John. So
yeah, I saw that there were pictures of John and your brother. I don't. Were they playing a game or what were they doing? I can't remember.
Oh, the jackets?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they both had
that's why it
gold
was the jackets.
And
Yes.
we went to a mall. We went to a mall because John wanted to go to a trampoline park. I said, "You want to do a water park or do you want to do a trampoline park?" And he was like, "Trampoline park, 100%."
Wow.
So we found a mall that had one, and we go in and we do spend like 2 hours at this place, and it's ridiculous. And like they have a foam pit, and I made the mistake twice of jumping into the foam pit,
It's
which
very
is
hard to get out, right?
it's as close to cartoon quicksand as you could possibly imagine. It took me 5 minutes, literally, to get out each time, and I'm like, struggling to get out. And the other thing that happened at this trampoline park that I wanted to tell you all about, there was this kid, a lot of unsupervised kids. Surprise, surprise. There was this like eight-year-old fat kid, right? I mean, I can say it. I'm a fat guy too. I can accuse a kid of being fat.
Yes.
This kid was this little fat terror of a kid was running around screaming at staff, like at the top of his lungs, like a short, shrill, high-pitched scream, like but super loud and super high, and you could just hear it throughout the entire trampoline park. And so Brandon and I are sitting down, like we just got eliminated from a dodgeball game.
Okay.
And this kid runs up and screams at like the staff member. I was like, "You need to stop. You need to stop screaming."
The kid was probably
kid.
like,
No. I said, "You need to stop screaming." He goes, "Well, there was like somebody over there that wanted me to do it." I was like, "You need to stop." And he was like, "Okay." And then he ran off and he kept screaming. He just kept doing it. So finally, like Brandon and I are done. We get out of the trampoline area and we go down to the lockers and we're getting, resituated, getting stuff out of the lockers, getting dressed. And the kid comes down and I'm pointing him out to Brandon. I'm like, "That's the kid that keeps screaming throughout the whole thing." And I'm getting visibly angered. And my brother's like, "You need to calm down. You're going to hurt this kid." And the kid does it again. He like sneaks behind around the corner from the cashier and he like screams at him. And the cashier's like, "You need, stop." And I confronted this child.
"Where are the parents?"
I don't know.
Exactly.
I said, "Excuse me, young man." I was like, I had murder in my eyeballs. I was like, "Excuse me.
You look like David Koresh.
Would you please?" I was like, "Would you please stop screaming right now?" And he was like, "Yes, sir." And he ran off, and I never heard another scream.
I was hoping you were going to say he started screaming again, and you were just like, "That's it." I swear, these kids, when they are just let loose like that and parents don't do anything, I'm just like, oh, I want to find the parents.
Those jumping places, a lot of parents just drop their kids off and
8-year-old, you can't drop your kid off at a place like that.
You'd be surprised.
Gosh dang it. How do all these people get to have kids and me and Cheryl, loving couple, don't get to have kids? Stupid, rotten parents.
You don't want them.
No, not now. I don't. Not now. I don't for sure. Some people are always like, "Well, I'm 46," and they're like, "Oh, you could adopt," and I'm like, "No, not now.
Not now.
No.
Heck no.
No."
Well, my wife, she tagged me in a post on Facebook or Instagram or something. Actually, it was Facebook about a guy who was probably my age, 38, 39, maybe in his 40s or whatever. And his wife gave him a tea and set a pregnancy test on top.
Yeah,
and,
I saw this before. Oh
my wife's just like, "How would you react to that?" And I'm just like, not gonna happen. Not at 38 years old.
No.
Nope. I don't want to start all over again. My kids are teenagers. I don't want to go through the whole diaper thing and the terrible twos and all of the in between. Nope. No thanks.
No. Especially if it's going to
just give it to Scott.
Especially if it's going to run around and go to everybody in a trampoline park. Don't you part of you did want to smack that kid, didn't it?
Really, I did. I was like, this is just no. I was like, this is so. It's so uncalled for. It's so disturbing, and it just pisses me off. I was so
I wish I could have seen this because you don't get angry very often.
No, not at all.
So, Brandon wanted to come on the show to like discuss it. I think I was like, because he was like, bro, you need to. He's like, you're gonna kill this kid. I'm like, I'm not gonna hurt him. I just want to talk to him.
I'm glad I'm glad that you got that thing in right at the end though, just to get that look in his eyes, to scare him just enough to be like, listen, boy. That's what I would be like. Hey, listen, boy.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
I know your parents don't give a crap, but the rest of us do. Now shut your little pie hole. That's what I would have said.
I was polite.
Yes, you were
stern. I was forcefully polite.
If you were my kid, you little fat bastard, I'd take this belt off right now.
You'd get put in jail. You can't even say stuff like that anymore to people.
Oh, I know.
They freak out.
Me.
Oh my!
Hey,
gosh.
that's what back in the day. That's what my parents used to do, and all their friends, and we had all the neighborhood, all of us little kids, all the parents knew each other.
Yeah.
So if I were to act up at one of my friends' house, their dad would be like, "You want some of this? I'll whoop your butt, and then I'll call your dad." Wait, what? Okay, I'll stop.
All they had to say to me when I was a kid was they were going to call my parents. That's it. Yeah. They didn't have to threaten me with anything. They'd be like, hey, let's call his dad. And I'd be like, oh, it's okay, Brian, I'll stop.
Yeah, and in that time, our parents would have been just fine with allowing our friends' parents to
I never got
to
spanked by anybody else's parents. That's interesting. I did get spanked at school all the time, though. I
never got spanked by people's parents, but there was definitely the threat and the phone calls. I do remember like my grandfather whooping my butt one time. I don't remember what I did
one time too.
I don't remember what I did, but he told me to come by him, so I came by him. He told me to stand right there, and you don't with Grandpa, you listen to what he says.
Right.
He reached up in the tree and snapped a twitch off of there. Just started cracking me on the butt with it.
What did you do?
What can you do?
I know what I got in trouble for. My grandma, this is when I was really little too. I turned on the water outside of the house. She came out and she said, "Don't turn that water on." And I was like, okay. She went back in the house and I turned the water on. She came up behind me with the hose and whacked me across the butt. I was just dang.
What a lame way to rebel against your grandparents. I turned on the water, Grandma. What you gonna do about it?
Right, exactly.
She whipped me.
I think it was actually for spitting on my cousin or something, because he was mowing the lawn and I climbed up the tree and I spit down on him, and I think that's why I got a good crack.
Oh, you deserve that.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on.
I don't think Scott deserved a garden hose beating I
didn't listen to her. I turned it on when she told me not to, so she whipped me.
If Mammy tells you to leave the hose alone, you leave it alone.
That is one thing, though. That spitting thing, that is the one thing that I think is one of the most terrible things you can do to a person is spit.
Oh, yeah, the most disrespectful things. Yep,
but
I agree.
even if you're just doing like I'm dropping a loogie off of something and you hit him like when you're a little boy, that's funny. But like
if you're an adult, that's funny.
No, it's not. When a little kid is somewhere, like if you ever at somebody's house and they have a younger kid and they come up to you and they're always like and like doing that, I'm like Derek. I'm ready to swat them across the face. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
They don't put up with that like on Cops or Live PD. Like spitting on somebody is considered battery.
It is.
Yeah, like the most disrespectful.
It's as bad as punching somebody in the eyes of the law. You spit on somebody, you're instant arrest.
Yes.
And it's funny to see these drunk ladies who spit on the cops, and the cops just take them. They just drop them right there.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "What did I do? I didn't hit you. I just spit on you." And there's like, yeah, that's pretty horrifying.
It's like such a disrespectful, like evil thing to do to somebody. If you're in a fight with somebody, like verbal yelling or whatever, and someone spits at somebody, when I see that on TV, I'm like, oh my gosh, if somebody did that to me, everything inside me would have to stop me from punching them in the face for that. It's so gross.
Well, it's just like you hear about, now I'm going to bring the show down, but you hear about some of the domestic violence stuff and stuff like that.
Oh.
And you see a husband or a wife spit in each other's face, and it's like,
oh gosh.
Really? You took it to that level? Because
Yeah.
that's a whole new low. That's You hate that person if you've done
Speaking
that.
of, I want to wrap this segment up, but I want to tell you guys something I saw on TV the other day that made me laugh so hard. It was this guy. He had to go to court for riding his bike without a light. I forget what city it was in, but he goes into court and he's filming everything. And so as he walks through the metal detectors and stuff, they're like, "Sir, you're going to have to set that down and put it through the metal detector." He's like, "You will take all responsibility if this camera is damaged." And he puts it through the thing and he gets it on the other side. He tries to take it into the courtroom and they're like, "You can't bring that in here, sir. You have to turn that off." And he goes, "No, I will not. I'm a citizen and I can do as I please. You cannot stand against my citizenship." And he's just saying all these really weird things. He's got to be like probably early 20s. He just keeps antagonizing these people. So they empty the entire courtroom because he won't turn his camera off. So he leaves the courtroom. And there's these two bailiffs there, and he says, "Excuse me, I'd like to go talk to the prosecuting attorney." They go, "No, you can't." So he tries to walk past them twice. They stop him, and he goes, "You just battered me. You just battered me," because the guy put his hand up on him. And he said, "Sir, please step back." And then the kid kept moving forward, so he said, "Please step back." And then he takes out the taser. And he just lights this kid up. And it is the greatest. Why is that so satisfying when you see somebody being such a butthole when they get tasered? Why is that fun? Why do you just go, "That is great"?
It's instant karma.
It is.
There's nothing.
Oh yeah, it's like really, you
is-
want to be that big of a jerk? You're gonna get it right back at you.
And
there's a thing.
he
there's a
cried
thing.
so hard when they hit him
Yeah.
with it.
It's called contempt of court. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to have courtesy and respect and decorum in a formal setting as that, because it's higher than just the people involved. It's the system. It's the legal system. It's the ideals on which we're involved. God bless America.
By the way, his mom was with him, and she kept trying to get his mom kept trying to get him to obey the police
Billy,
officers.
calm down. No, I'm a citizen of the world, and
Exactly.
I will do as
He kept claiming all these really weird things, and I was just like, "Man, this kid is gonna end. This is gonna end badly." And then when they shocked him, it was pure.
Just be
satisfaction.
kind.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Pure fun.
It's free.
Today's episode of Hey We're Talking is brought to you by our sponsor, Numa Coffee. Go to numacoffee.com. That's PNEUMA coffee.com. At checkout, make sure to type in the code HWT for a 20% discount.
Hey, we're back, and we're gonna do that thing that we do at the end of the month. This is Bob's thing. Derek and I both hate it. This is music.
Wait a
history.
minute. I said we should get rid of this like 3 months ago.
Did you really? Are you serious?
Yes.
I was fooling. I'm messing around with you.
All right.
Oh.
Let's give the people this bit that we, I guess, hate now.
No, I don't hate it. I think it's
actually
fun because we get to look at these things and we comment on them. So we're gonna do music history for the month of August. So we tell you at the end of July, we'll let you know what's going on in August. So that way you're prepared. You can be ready when you're like going to a dinner party or you're looking for something to talk with the people at work about at the water cooler. Now you've got some ammunition. Now you got some stuff to talk about. That's why we do
that
this.
little nugget you just store in your head.
Yes.
And then somebody mentions, "Oh yeah, MTV. Oh yeah. Well, by the way, today in 1981,
You
boom.
just stole mine. What are you doing?
I didn't say what it was.
I highlighted. That's mine.
I didn't say what it was though.
I sound
but
like
I'm
a
just
little kid.
using that
That's
as an example.
mine. Okay.
Hey, listen.
Probably
Stop
won't remember.
screaming, little
Stop
kid.
Screaming. Stop screaming. All right.
Young man, I need you to stop screaming right now.
So I do have the first one for August 1st. Well, besides the Jerry Garcia thing, but who cares? He's all over this. Derek and I were both like laughing because there's all these like similarities through the whole month of August for this. It's very weird.
It's
All
like
right.
so-and-so performed at Red Rocks and the Grateful Dead did this.
Yeah.
Yep.
So on August 1st in 1981, MTV is seen in 2.1 million homes during its first day on the air. And what was the first video they played, Derek?
The Buggles video killed the radio star.
Correct. Ding. You win.
And have you guys actually seen that video in like recent years?
Yeah,
like
it's
have you
terrible.
rewatched it at all?
It's terrible.
It is unbelievably horrible.
But that's how everything is from like 30 years ago, man.
Video killed the radio.
But will we say that about the music or the videos we see today, 30 years from?
Who makes videos anymore? Hardly anybody.
People still make videos.
Yeah.
MTV doesn't play them.
No. People still make videos though.
You can watch them on YouTube.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. But you have to seek them out now. Back then, I would come home from school, sit down, and they did Total Request Live, like TRL was on or whatever, or the top 10 or whatever. And you'd sit down and you'd listen to all 10 of those, whatever the top 10 were.
Yep.
That was fun.
so fun. Yeah, I used to I remember the first time I saw Teen Spirit on there, Nirvana.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this is epic. This is amazing. Because, it was the first real, just, I don't know, classic.
It was very different than
awesome
everything else that
thing.
was out. Yeah. That was what happened. It just became, it took over. So who's blue? Yeah. Who's blue?
I am. August 1st, 1994, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley announced that they had been married 11 weeks earlier in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, we talked about them in the last music history. We talked about the day they got married.
And that still seems like a very awkward thing.
Do you remember they were on the MTV, I think it was the Movie Awards or the Music Awards, and they came out and did this really weird kiss, like really awkward. It was bizarre. Do you remember that?
Everything around Michael Jackson has been bizarre forever.
Yeah, yeah, it's sad. It's sad in a way.
It is sad.
Anyway,
and if you look at the little chubby kid from the Jackson 5, and then grew up to be this white man, it's very strange.
That's a great way to put it.
It is.
Oh gosh. Okay, this one's got a tie-in because this one's there's another thing that happens in the month of August that ties back to this.
Ooh.
On August 4th. There was, in 1966, a ban of the broadcast of any of the Beatles records on most U.S. radio stations went into effect because John Lennon said that they were more popular than Jesus Christ.
I mean, what a brilliant way to stir up controversy.
But he got so misquoted on that. He was basically just anyway. He was basically just trying to say, man, we can't go anywhere, dude. We're I feel more popular than Jesus Christ sometimes. He wasn't trying to be mean to Christians.
He was making a metaphor.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor. Yeah.
Poor John. Poor guy. He got run through the ringer on that one. But anyway.
He got his a few years later.
Oh, dude. So here's Derek's. I was so excited when Derek highlighted this one. I knew it had to be him. What is it?
August 4th, 1987, the soundtrack to Dirty Dancing was released. Now I've had the time of my life.
And I've never felt this way before.
I think everybody has had to have seen this movie, though, right? Even me.
Unfortunately, I have
person.
seen this movie. Yes,
it's like the Star Wars for chicks. All right,
pretty much.
And Patrick Swayze has a song.
Yes,
he's the star of the movie, and he sings.
It was good. I liked it too. She's Like the Wind. Isn't that what it was called?
She's Like the Wind.
Yeah, I liked it. It was a good song.
To this day, that's still a really good song.
She's Like the Wind. You really like it still?
I think it's
okay. It
really
held up.
Good song. Yeah, I think so.
Patrick Swayze did not hold up, unfortunately.
It's not like I'm gonna go, listen to that song, but if it comes on, it's like, oh, I know this song. Cool.
So the exact opposite of Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing, Patrick Swayze to me will always be Roadhouse. I'm always going to think of him in Roadhouse. Do you guys?
And the Chippendales. SNL
yes.
Oh God,
Chris
that
Farley.
Is the best song ever. that is one of my favorite SNL bits of all time. Just
Although him and Chris Farley, that was just so amazing. And Chris Farley, the thing that was so amazing about that is he felt really uncomfortable doing it, but he did it because he knew everyone was going to laugh so hard.
Oh yeah, and everybody did. And
they did.
Still
people
to
were
this day.
Dying laughing.
And you know what? Maybe they're dancing together right now in heaven.
They probably are.
Yep.
They probably are.
In Chippendale costumes.
Okay.
Or maybe he's got Chris like this, lifted him up.
Yeah, because Chris probably's not fat in heaven. If I'm fat in heaven, then that's like, come on, God, why'd you do this? It's not going to happen. I'm going to be normal in heaven. All right. So, okay, Bob, this is yours, I believe.
Yes, 1992, Metallica's James Hetfield is seriously burned on stage by pyrotechnic machine. You guys remember that?
Yeah, I remember that for sure. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
I watched the video. I remember the video because he
was filming
spun.
a Pepsi commercial, right?
No, that was Michael Jackson. Oh, dude, yeah. That's so sad. But anyway, he turned into, it wasn't supposed to go off yet, and he turned into it, and he was like, you know, he went into the microphone, and then everything's.
We're sorry, James. I'm sure
I think
the
he's
hundreds
okay.
of millions of dollars you've earned since then will make up for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't have. It wasn't like he was burned beyond recognition or anything. I mean, he's fine, right? He's still playing music
I think it was
today.
just like first and second degree burns.
Yeah,
I saw Metallica last year. He was awesome.
Okay.
Oh yeah. They still rock for old dudes.
Okay, so John Lennon gets banned on August 4th in 1966. 1966 on August 9th, John Lennon apologizes for his statement that the Beatles are more popular than Jesus. So he bowed to the sponsors. He was like, they were like, "Hey, John, you need to say something about this. You said you were more popular than Jesus Christ." And then he was he was like, "All right, guys." I don't know how John sounds. That's the one. There is a little difference. We should figure out how to do that because, Derek, I think you can kind of do that voice too, can't you?
I don't know the difference, but I'm like, hey guys.
Yeah.
I just mumble it. It's Liverpool.
Okay, Bob, you're up next.
George and Ringo.
On August 12th.
Yeah, August 12th, 1994, over 350,000 people attend Woodstock 2 in, what is that town?
Saugerties, New York.
Saugerties, New York. So yeah, Woodstock 2, 25th anniversary, I believe it was.
Wasn't it headlined by Limp Bizkit or Korn or something?
Something like that.
I just know it was an ultimate failure.
It was not as good
it's
as
just one of those days.
Yeah. It's not as good as August 15th, 1969, when the real Woodstock Music and Peace Festival opens at Max Yasgur's farm in Bethel, New York.
I still think that's one of the greatest stories ever.
Except
honestly,
man, it was dirty. Ugh.
No, it was dirty. But the thing is, there was a few guys that decided, hey, we could make a lot of money doing this, having this festival, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they wound up losing so much money, and it wound up being the exact opposite. So, they were like, we could get bands in here, we could, have an admission price and be able to sell stuff and make tons of money. Oh, great idea. But then like 1 million people showed up and lived there for 4 or 5 days and ripped down the fences and
destroyed that guy's whole livelihood at that farm.
Yeah, there was not enough security or anything that could have planned for that, and it just wound up being a awesome thing. It just
5 porta-johns there.
Hey, they just go poop in the lake, shower in the lake, all that stuff. Nobody cared. They were hippies. Can you imagine pooping in a lake, Scott?
No. It says that 400,000 people went to the first Woodstock, it sounds like.
There was more than that.
That's a lot of people, man.
There was more than that, though.
32 acts performed outdoors before an audience of 400,000 people. That's what it says in history books. What am I going to do? What do I do here? Is it fake news?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I think it's just. Was somebody out there counting heads? I don't think so.
No, then how do you come up with 1 million?
I don't know. I just made it up, but I know
cool.
it was more than 400,000. It seemed like 1 million people. Okay. Hashtag fake news.
Fake news. Okay.
August 16th, 1977. The King, Elvis Presley, dies at Graceland, his Memphis, Tennessee mansion.
That's sad. Poor Elvis.
Wasn't he sitting on the toilet or something?
He pooped himself dead. Yep.
Yeah, he vagaled down.
He vagaled down,
right?
dude.
Yeah.
See? You can't vaggle down, man.
That was 2 years before I was born.
That was 5 years after I was born.
Did he have a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich?
Peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Yeah, peanut butter and bananas.
Yeah, peanut butter and banana sandwich.
I love peanut butter, and I still haven't brought myself to eat a peanut butter and banana or peanut butter and bologna sandwich.
I bet you if you
I don't-
grilled up a peanut butter and bacon sandwich, it would be fantastic.
That'd probably be good. I just don't know about like peanut butter and banana.
Peanut butter and
I don't know.
Hey, baby, give me a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Very strange.
So out of the ashes of the death of Elvis, just 3 years later, on August 23rd, 1980, AC/DC releases their album Back in Black.
Yeah.
With a new lead singer, Brian Johnson, replacing the deceased Bon Scott, who is still my fave.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's still dead, and I was going to yes, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you die, you
Bon
die.
Scott
That's
is still dead. But
Okay.
he's probably the best singer.
The best singer ever, or just the best singer of AC/DC?
Well, the best singer of AC/DC. He was so great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's great. But Brian Johnson did a great job. He is no longer their lead singer.
Because he heard his
It
voice,
is-
right?
He's hearing left. So now they've got just a little guy named Axl Rose.
That's pretty cool. I would like to see that. What?
I wouldn't pay to see that.
Oh, geez. Anyway, August 26, 1964, the Beatles perform at Red Rocks. Hey, by the way, that is one of many. We should count up the number of Red Rocks performances in August on this thing because there's tons of them. They're everywhere. It's crazy. Louis Armstrong, the Beatles.
Grateful Dead,
Yep.
In an interesting
Diana Ross and the Supremes,
coincidence,
the
guys,
Mamas and the Papas,
I was getting my hair cut.
Yeah.
John Denver.
Keep talking, Derek, as you say
I'm
it.
just going right in between you. That's it.
My stylist, Kim, told me that next month she's planning to go to Red Rocks.
That's so funny.
Well, see, that just tells me I need to go to Red Rocks. That's one venue I really, really want to go to.
I've heard it's amazing.
Well, you get all the natural acoustic sounds and everything like that coming from the rocks, and just it's absolutely beautiful. That's on my list. I'll be there. There in the Gorge is another spot. The Gorge in Washington.
Yeah.
Does the redness of the rocks help with the sound at all?
No.
Like if they were brown, would it kind of like absorb some of the vibrations and make it not be as good?
Oh, boy.
What if they were yellow? Would it just be louder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Derek, what happens on August 27th?
August 27th, 1990, Stevie Ray Vaughan, a major influence and role model for my younger brother Brendan, dies in a helicopter crash near Alpine Valley, Wisconsin.
That's terrible.
And
He
can
was
you?
truly a great guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan was absolutely amazing, and to me, I just can't imagine how awesome he would be now if he was still around. Because there's a lot of guys that have stepped it up. Joe Bonamassa is one of my favorite, blues players.
Who to what?
Joe Bonamassa.
Okay.
He's
he's
Moso.
Bonamassa. But to think, 1990, Stevie Ray Vaughan passed away. We're many years after that. How amazing would he be if he was here? Because musicians like that continue to grow and develop and all that stuff, and that one's a sad one for me.
That one was really sad. The other thing that I remember, it feels like it was around this same time frame, maybe within a couple of years of each other, was when Ozzy Osbourne's guitar player Randy Rhoads died in a helicopter crash too, or it was a helicopter or it was a plane. I can't remember, but yeah, it's always weird how many rock stars die in planes and helicopters. It's crazy. I guess your
Buddy
odds.
Holly.
Yeah, I guess your odds just increase because you're traveling so much, but still.
Oh my gosh, I gotta stop traveling. Wouldn't that be horrible?
It would be. Stop. Don't make me laugh about it.
He actually died March 19th, 1982.
Who did? Randy Rhoads?
Yes.
No way. It was that long ago?
March 19th, 1982.
Oh my gosh.
Fake news. Fake news.
Man. That's
He
sad.
died in a plane accident while on tour with Osbourne in Florida.
Yep. All right. So that about wraps it up for the month of August for your music history. When we come back, we're going to talk some old school hip hop Yeah,
for like 5 minutes.
yeah, boy.
Hey guys, it's Derek from Hey We're Talking, the show you're listening to right now. Today's episode is sponsored by Hector Weeb Pipes at www.hwiebe.com. That's hweeb.com. Home of the Radiator Pipe, the world's finest smoking tobacco pipe. How do I know? Because I smoke one myself. Log on to hweeb.com and put in the coupon code HWT for 15% off your order and get free shipping. That's HWT, coupon code at hweeb.com.
Well, I lied. We're not going to talk about old school hip hop. No, we just decided why, we have a certain amount of time left, and we're like, why are we going to squander the endless possibilities of what we could talk about with old school hip hop? Because, I grew up on the streets, and I'm really
We spent a lot of time talking about the Branch Davidians.
We did. It was an interesting story, though. Hey, I did want to say something. Speaking of our Australian friends, as you got ready to do the Benon is in China right now, or he'll be back by the time he'll be back by the time this airs, I'm sure. But he is in China, and he is like going. First of all, on the flight there, he watched The Disaster Artist, and he was like, "Such a great movie." And then when he gets to China, he is pimping The Disaster Artist to people. He's on the train, man. We have hooked him into this. I tried to tell some people on one of Danny's live streams, we're like, you have to watch this movie. And they're like, no, don't do it. It's terrible. And I'm like, no, you have to, just so you know the depths of how terrible it really is. So
yes, but it's so terrible that it's great. And we keep going back to it, and we keep talking about it, and we keep referring to it, and have the little jokes on the show, and it's so bad that it's great.
It's because every time Mark Ensby is a guy that is friends with Danny and all those guys over there.
Yes.
Every time he comes onto one of these live things, I'm like, oh, hi, Mark. And everyone laughs, and he hasn't seen it. So I'm like, you have to see this, dude, because it's important for you, because you're a Mark. You have to see this movie.
Yes. Mark, you need to see it, for sure. I'm just assuming Mark's watching.
Mark is awesome, dude, by the way. Another great person. We have to do a Hey We're Talking Australia edition. We should just go there, when we get enough money to fly all of us to Australia.
But the thing is, if we don't have enough money to fly all to Australia, we can have Australia sponsor the show.
That's true.
And then they could just fly us there and treat us like royalty.
Speaking of sponsors, I was going to throw this over to Derek because we have a new sponsor on the show. Derek, tell us.
Oh, my goodness. Well, if you were there for the show last week, which guess what? Bob was not. He was not.
No.
Hector Weeb is now sponsoring the show. Hector Weeb Pipes, the Radiator Pipe, the Redeemer. Hector is actually an intelligent, cultured, multilingual fellow who puts my intelligence to shame.
We used to think that Derek was like the really smart one, and then we had Hector on, and I was just like, wow, man.
Derek has some guy from Canada, super smart.
Derek was dethroned in front of my very eyes.
And I'm all right with that, because it couldn't have gone to a finer fellow.
Yeah.
The king of radiator pipes.
Yes.
So he's sponsoring the show. And if you go to his website, hweeb.com.
No, HWeeb Pipes.
HWIEB. HWeeb Pipes. It's all the same. HWIEBE Pipes.com. And you put in the coupon code, yes, a coupon, HWT, you'll get 15% off your radiator pipe purchase. And that is actually a really good deal.
It is. It's a very good deal.
And he's going to like kick a little bit to us too.
Yeah.
So you'll be supporting us. You'll be supporting Hector, and you'll get like a great tobacco smoking pipe.
Oh,
I have them myself.
Yeah.
And according to Hector, he's like, I designed this with math. Yeah. And it works. And so it's like, it's true.
It's really good. And Bob, are you laughing because he was breaking up during the whole thing?
Yes, he was breaking up during the whole thing. And there was some times where he would say something and it would almost growl. He'd be like, oh, and it was just, I had to laugh because it was funny.
So it's HWIEBE Pipes HWTgear.com.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. And speaking of sponsors, we do want to say we have another sponsor on the show. So we have two sponsors on this show. And first of all, they're both awesome people, great people. That's part of the reason that we have them sponsoring the show. They asked to be a part of the show, but if it was somebody that we were like, this person's kind of a jerk, we wouldn't have them on the show. But we have two really cool, classy dudes sponsoring the show. Bob, who's the other person that sponsors this show?
The other one is Pneuma Coffee, PNEUMA coffee.com. And
you nailed that. Dude,
well,
I saw your face. You looked really happy. You nailed it.
I had to make sure it was right because Derek's delivery of HWWepipes.com wasn't the greatest. So, no, but seriously, you guys have heard a lot about Pneuma Coffee. We've been talking about it. They've been sponsoring the show for a while. It is truly good coffee. I've got a few of them that I love and that I keep reordering all the time. If you just go to pneumacoffee.com at checkout, type in the coupon code HWT, you get 20% off, and it's awesome. And of course, yes, we get a little kickback from that too, but that's part of what the whole sponsor of the show is. But the thing is, it's really, really good coffee. So buy a bag, buy 2 bags, buy 5 bags, share it with your friends. It's all good.
And if you get a chance, I think Chris Bean, who's the owner of Pneuma Coffee, moved some of his videos from his channel to he's got a Pneuma Coffee channel now on YouTube. He's got a couple of videos where he shows you how to make some cold brew coffee with his stuff. Highly recommend you check out the cold brew. Get yourself some cold brew because it's burning hot outside. I mean, it might not be 103 degrees like where it is by Derek, but it's warm. It's warm.
But you can be sure I had my cold brew today.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he had some great cold brew on the show when we talked to Hector last week. It just looked so pretty. It looked like a really tasty drink, and I was very jealous because I'm not drinking coffee right at the moment. But I have some. I have some Pneuma Coffee right over there because I bought it last week.
I have some, but it's
way over there.
It's at home. It's really, really far away. So
yeah. So listen, we appreciate you guys, as we always say. We're thankful for the people that listen to the show. We're thankful to the people that go and check out our sponsors and support the show through the sponsors. And let me ask you again, please do us a favor. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a like if you watch one of the videos on there. And if you so choose, smash that bell. Hit the bell so you know when our videos come out, even though they come out every Wednesday. But do that. You can get us on Facebook. You can get us on any one of the podcasting apps. So if you'd rather just listen to it in your car or at work so that your boss doesn't know you're having fun while you're at work, you could do that. Or I would just suggest that you subscribe to the channel on YouTube and watch our funny faces because it's important that you see what we look like. Yes, Bob.
Okay, so I got something funny to close out the show. So I went to go pick up my son from some friend's house a little ways away. And when I pull up there, I see him coming out with a whole bunch of friends, mostly girls, but everybody coming up to the car. And my son walks up to the car and he's like, "Dad, these girls listen to your podcast."
No.
And I'm like, "What?"
No, they don't.
And they're teenage kids.
Wow.
And I'm like, "Really?" And they're all like, "Yeah, we got to get some T-shirts, this, and that."
There you go.
It was so hilarious to see that. I don't know if they listen to every show. I'm sure they have listened to one of them, but now it seems like all my teenage son's friends are starting to listen to our show and follow me on Instagram, and it's this weird stalkerish thing. So, and I don't know what's going on.
That's kind of fun. I like that.
It is kind of funny
and scary at the same time because young girls are following you.
Oh, exactly.
And their dads are going to be like, weird. "Why are you following Bob Peel?" and come down to your house and beat on the door.
But I will say hello to all the girls at my work because I know they still listen to the show, Jenny and the other ladies that are there.
Oh, you can't say all the other ones? Hey, ladies.
I just don't know them enough to say their names. I don't want to call them out. No, I don't.
You're
know
in
their
trouble
names,
now.
I don't want to call them out and make it awkward.
Yeah, that's true. They might get in trouble.
Well, thanks to Matthew and all his girlfriends.
Yeah.
For
for listening to the podcast.
Watching the show. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
We do. All right.
We're cool.
So we'll be coming back again a week from now. Go and subscribe to Derek's YouTube channel. Derek, is it just Derek Tan or is it Derek J Tan? I always forget.
It's youtube.com/Derek Tant.
Nice. And then Bob has one, but he doesn't do anything with it. So,
No, I don't post anything. I am going to post a video soon, though.
Okay.
Just like a hello video.
Nice.
So people know I'm not a troll.
okay.
So
And then-
I am a troll, but I'm not a troll. So I am going to post a video just to say hello and talk a little bit, just for the heck of it. Just
Okay.
so I have one video on my account.
I like that.
That way I can connect with people. So.
And I started doing some videos recently too. So
Yeah, go check out Scott. What is it?
Scott?
Scott is talking.
I think it's Scott
what
is talking. If you can find it, I have all these. I have like a bunch of people that probably subscribed to me when they watched pipe videos on there, and I haven't done one of those in forever. And now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, my name's Scott Donnelly, and I'm trying to lose weight. So hopefully they are.
And he's
okay
got
with
like this. He's a part of this whole new group. No small creator.
It's all because of Danny Black.
And he's basically addressing only those people. He's like, hey guys, screw all you other guys.
No, it's
I'm
not
talking.
true.
You guys need to create.
It's not
and
true.
it's really good. His videos, super high quality, very entertaining.
Oh my
I've
gosh.
watched every single one.
Don't say that because people are going to see it and be like, wow, Derek.
They
is lying to
are
us.
pretty fun. Scott's got 8.
Oh, they're good. They're good.
Right.
Come on.
So, and it is Scott is talking. That's his channel.
Okay, now I'm uncomfortable. All right, so we're gonna wrap up and we'll
Derek's not. You want to talk about him again?
we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks for listening.